This is number 13 from the unit review. This is a equation that we need to solve. And when we solve these equations, we want to get rid of our denominator. But the first thing we want to do is look at excluded values. Here, we don't have any variables in our denominator, so we won't have any excluded values. So in your excluded values blank, you can write none. Since we don't have any excluded values, the next thing we want to do is clear our fraction. So we want to think of the smallest number that 4 and 6 both divide into evenly. So that number for this problem is going to be 12. What we can do is we can multiply each of our fractions by 12, and that will clear the denominator. So that's going to be my first step. So I'm going to multiply my first fraction by 12, and my second fraction by 12, and my third fraction by 12. And then you really can ignore your x or your x's here and just do 12 over 4, and that gives you 3. And then the 3x plus 2 is still there. The 9's still there, but again, we want to do 12 divided by 4, which is 3. And lastly, we have 12 divided by 6. That gives us 2. And the 3 minus 2x is still there. And now this is just an equation that we've been solving since like the second unit of the year. So the next thing we want to do is multiply through our 3's here. Multiply through our 3. We get 9x plus 6. 9 times 3 is 27. Multiply through the negative 2. Be careful with your signs here. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 2x is positive 4x. Before you start moving across your equation, you need to combine like terms. Nothing to combine on the left side of our equation, but we can do 27 minus 6 is 21. Next, I'm going to subtract the 4x from both sides. And then the 6, you guys should be able to get ahead of me right now. You should be busting through this. And you get x equals 3. Again, the hard part of these rational functions equations is just setting it up, figuring out how to get rid of your denominators. From there, it's just a solving equations problem.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.